Welcome back to the Coins channel, where we explore the fascinating world of rare coins, hidden treasures, and unbelievable values that might be sitting right in your pocket right now. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about and mysterious pennies in American coin history, the 1977 Lincoln penny, also known by collectors as the top Liberty coin. This is not just an ordinary 1-cent piece. It's a tiny piece of history that could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars if you've got the right one. The 1977 Lincoln penny carries a story that connects decades of American history, design evolution, minting perfection, and collector passion. Before we talk about its current market value, let's go back in time and understand where this famous coin came from, what makes it special, and why collectors around the world search for it today. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin replaced the Indian head cent and became the first United States coin to feature a real historical person. The obverse side shows the famous portrait of Lincoln facing right, with the word Liberty on the left and the date on the right. For more than a century, the Lincoln penny has remained one of the most collected coins in American history. Now, the 1977 version might look like just another common cent from the copper era, but don't be fooled. The details, the mint marks, and the condition of this coin can turn an ordinary penny into a small fortune. Back in 1977, the United States Mint produced Lincoln pennies at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint coins carry no mint mark, the Denver coins are marked with a small d, and the San Francisco coins carry an S. Most of these coins were struck in copper, weighing about 3.11 grams, composed of 95% copper and 5% zinc. But within that year's production, certain coins came out with striking errors, double dies, weak strikes, and even misaligned lettering that make them incredibly valuable to collectors today. One of the most famous and sought-after variations of the 1977 penny is the top Liberty coin, where the word Liberty on the left side of Lincoln's portrait is struck with unusual sharpness, doubling, or misalignment that makes it stand out compared to normal coins. Some examples even show a bold or misplaced L in Liberty or slightly shifted lettering that makes the coin unique. These coins are not just minting mistakes, they are historical accidents that became treasures over time. Collectors often look for coins with double dies, meaning the design was accidentally struck twice during minting. A 1977 penny with a double die obverse, especially on the word Liberty or "In God We Trust," can easily sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on condition. A 1977 D penny in pristine condition, graded mint state or higher by PCGS or NGC, has been known to sell for over $1,000 at auctions, but that's not all. The condition of the coin, also known as its grade, plays a huge role in its market value. A circulated 1977 penny might only be worth 1 cent or a few dollars, but an uncirculated or proof version with strong strike, shiny luster, and no scratches can reach incredible prices. The San Francisco proof version, the 1977 S penny, is another collector favorite. These were specially made for coin sets and feature mirror-like surfaces and detailed finishes that make them stand out. Some proof coins with minor errors or die cracks are selling for hundreds of dollars today. Now let's talk about the market trend. As of the current market, collectors are paying attention to rare varieties and high-grade examples. On auction platforms like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and Great Collections, the 1977 Lincoln penny in top condition has fetched prices between $500 to over $7,000 depending on rarity, error type, and certification. The most valuable examples are those with distinct doubling on Liberty or "In God We Trust," off-center strikes, or a unique die variety known as the 1977 Top Liberty Strike. If you ever come across a 1977 penny with something unusual about the lettering, a mint mark that looks different, or any unusual pattern in Lincoln's portrait, don't spend it. Keep it safe, because you might be holding something far more valuable than a single cent. Many collectors have reported finding rare errors in circulation even today. Sometimes, coins are found with die cracks running through the words, filled mint marks, or even slightly rotated reverses. Every small detail can add to the value. The key is condition, rarity, and authenticity. That's why grading services like PCGS and NGC are so important in the world of coin collecting. They verify, grade, and seal your coin, giving it an official market status. Let's talk about what drives the value of the 1977 Lincoln penny higher every year. First, the nostalgia factor. Collectors who grew up in the 1970s love collecting coins from that decade. Second, the shrinking supply of high-grade copper pennies makes them more desirable. Third, the fascination with error coins keeps prices rising. Every time a new double die or misstrike is discovered, the entire coin community reacts with excitement. Now imagine this: a coin you could find in your change jar, pocket, or old piggy bank could be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. The thrill of finding one rare coin keeps collectors searching every day. It's part history, part treasure hunt, and all excitement. The 1977 penny's design also has deep meaning. Lincoln's portrait reminds Americans of honesty, freedom, and unity. The reverse side, featuring the Lincoln Memorial, symbolizes strength and endurance. Hidden within this simple design lies decades of craftsmanship and pride from the U.S. Mint. As of now, a top-graded 1977 penny, especially one with the famous top Liberty doubling, can reach market prices up to $7,879 or even more depending on buyer demand and coin certification. Some online listings have claimed prices close to $78,797 or even $787,979 for extremely unique or one-of-a-kind examples. While those figures represent rare cases, they show how much passion and value collectors attach to this small but powerful piece of American heritage. So, next time you're sorting through your coins, look closely. Use a magnifying glass and check the date, the word Liberty, and the details on Lincoln's face. You never know what you might find. That one little cent could change your life. If you love learning about coins, rare finds, and hidden treasures like this, make sure to subscribe to Coins and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. We bring you the latest information about valuable coins, new discoveries, and real market insights that help you understand the true worth of what's in your collection. Thank you for watching Coins. Keep collecting, keep learning, and who knows, maybe the next rare treasure is already in your pocket right now. Today, we are talking about one of the most fascinating coins from American history, the 1981 Lincoln penny, also known as the Liberty coin. This coin may look like an ordinary 1-cent piece, but its history, design, composition, and collector demand make it a very interesting coin that could be worth far more than its face value. So make sure you watch till the end because you might be holding a penny in your pocket that is worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The 1981 Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, which is represented by the small d mint mark right under the date on the front side of the coin. This coin features the image of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, the same design that first appeared in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The word Liberty is placed to the left of Lincoln's profile, the date 1981 is to the right, and the motto "In God We Trust" runs along the top of the coin. On the reverse side, we see the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, with the words United States of America across the top, E pluribus unum just above the memorial, and the denomination 1 cent at the bottom. What makes the 1981 Lincoln penny so interesting is that it was the final full year that the United States Mint struck Lincoln cents in a primarily copper composition. Each 1981 penny is made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. This changed dramatically in 1982, when the mint transitioned to copper-plated zinc coins because copper prices were rising sharply, and it actually became more expensive to produce a penny than the coin was worth. This makes the 1981 Lincoln penny one of the last true copper pennies ever made, and collectors value it for that reason. Now let's go deeper into the details. More than 5 billion Lincoln cents were struck at the Denver Mint in 1981. While that number sounds huge, not all of those coins are in great condition today. Many have been worn down through circulation, used in everyday transactions, or even melted for their copper content before it became illegal to do so. But if you have a 1981 penny that has never been used or has been kept in near perfect condition, known as mint state, its value can rise significantly. The market for 1981 Lincoln pennies can vary widely. In average circulated condition, this coin might only be worth a few cents because of its copper content, but in uncirculated or high-grade condition, collectors have paid anywhere from a few dollars to hundreds of dollars. In some rare cases, coins with exceptional luster, sharp detail, or unique minting errors have sold for much more. For example, a 1981 D Lincoln penny graded MS67 read by a top coin grading service like PCGS or NGC can sell for over $500. And if you find one with a rare error, such as a double die obverse, off-center strike, or missing mint mark, the price can go far higher. Speaking of errors, let's talk about some of the rare and valuable varieties that exist for this coin. Collectors have found 1981 D pennies with doubled lettering on the word Liberty or the motto "In God We Trust." Others show doubling on Lincoln's eye or beard, which makes the coin appear as though it has an extra outline. Some have weak strikes where the details of the Lincoln memorial are faint or partially missing. There are also examples where the mint mark D was punched slightly off-center or even over another letter, creating a highly collectible error variety. These unique coins are the kind of treasures coin hunters love to find because they can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on their condition and rarity. That's why it's so important to check your old coin jars, drawers, and piggy banks. You never know when a simple penny could turn out to be worth a fortune. Another interesting thing about the 1981 D penny is the time period it represents. The early 1980s were a transition era in American coinage. The mint was experimenting with new metals, inflation was rising, and collectors were paying more attention to small details like mint marks and metal content. The 1981 Lincoln penny stands as a symbol of that change, the last chapter of the solid copper era before the zinc pennies took over. Now let's talk about the look of the coin itself. The 1981 D Lincoln penny has a rich reddish tone when new, known as red in grading terms. Over time, it can develop a darker brown or even a mix of red and brown depending on how it's stored. Coins that still retain their bright original red color are the most desirable and fetch the highest prices. When grading coins, collectors use designations like red, red-brown, or brown to describe the color and luster of copper coins. If you have a 1981 D Lincoln penny and want to know its value, it's best to examine its condition closely. Look for scratches, discoloration, or signs of wear. The sharper the details and cleaner the surface, the better. You can even send your coin to a professional grading service like PCGS, NGC, or ANAX to get it officially certified, which can increase its value to collectors and investors. Now, let's explore what the current market says about this coin. As of today, copper prices continue to be high, and collectors are showing renewed interest in pre-1982 pennies. Because of this, the 1981 D Lincoln penny has become more collectible and desirable. In the open market, uncirculated examples can bring anywhere between $1 and $20 depending on grade. Exceptional high-grade specimens can bring hundreds. But the rarest error coins and high-end graded examples can even reach into the thousands, with record auction sales reported as high as $787 and beyond depending on demand. So the next time you come across a 1981 D penny, don't overlook it. Check the date, the mint mark, the color, and any unusual marks or doubling. You might just be holding a tiny piece of American history that's worth far more than you imagine. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and the Lincoln cent is one of the most collected coins ever made. With over a century of history, every small detail, from the shape of the letters to the gleam of the copper, can make all the difference between an ordinary penny and a treasure worth real money. Coins like the 1981 D Liberty penny remind us that history isn't always found in museums, sometimes it's hiding in your pocket. So keep your eyes open, keep searching, and keep learning. Every coin tells a story, and here on Coins, we bring those stories to life for you. If you love rare coins, old currency, and discovering hidden value, make sure to subscribe to Coins, hit the like button, and share this video with other collectors. You never know who might have a rare coin waiting to be discovered. Thank you for watching Coins, where every coin has a story and every story could be worth a fortune. Keep collecting, keep searching, and remember, the next great discovery could be just one penny away. Today we're diving deep into one of the most talked about coins among collectors, the 1982 Lincoln penny, especially the top Liberty coin, a cent that has made history and continues to surprise collectors with its astonishing value in today's market. Many people have this coin sitting in their drawers, coin jars, or old collections without realizing it could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even close to $1 million depending on its variety, condition, and rarity. So stay tuned till the end, because this video could change the way you look at your everyday pocket change forever. Let's begin with the history of the 1982 Lincoln cent. This was a transitional year in U.S. coinage history, a major turning point for the penny. For over a century, the Lincoln cent was made primarily of copper, 95% copper and 5% zinc and tin. But in 1982, something big happened. Due to rising copper prices, the U.S. Mint decided to switch the composition from mostly copper to a cheaper metal, zinc, coated with a thin layer of copper. This made 1982 a legendary year because two different types of pennies were struck, one with the old copper composition and one with the new zinc composition. The change took place during the middle of the year, so both versions exist, and that's what makes the 1982 penny so fascinating and valuable, but that's not all. The 1982 Lincoln cent wasn't just about metal composition, there were 7 known varieties. These include large date and small date versions from both Philadelphia and Denver mints, made of either copper or zinc. That means there are multiple combinations: 1982 large date copper, 1982 small date copper, 1982 large date zinc, 1982 small date zinc, and their Denver minted counterparts. Collectors have been hunting these for decades, and some of them are truly rare. But the real excitement begins when we talk about errors, especially the top Liberty error, which has made the 1982 penny one of the most searched for coins in modern U.S. history. The top Liberty coin refers to pennies where the word Liberty, on the obverse, the side with Abraham Lincoln's portrait, shows unusual striking, doubling, or misalignment at the top. Some have what collectors call extra metal, ghosting, or die clash effects near the word Liberty, giving them a distinct and rare appearance. These coins are not just ordinary mint mistakes, they represent a specific moment in minting when dies were worn, misaligned, or slightly damaged, creating unique patterns. Because of this, the top Liberty Lincoln cent from 1982 has become a favorite among error coin enthusiasts. Now let's talk about value, because that's where the story gets even more exciting. Depending on the type, metal, and condition, 1982 Lincoln pennies can range from just a few cents to thousands of dollars. A regular circulated 1982 zinc cent might be worth its face value, but the copper varieties, especially small date ones, can fetch serious money. In pristine uncirculated condition, a 1982 small date copper penny can be worth over $15,000. And if your penny has the top Liberty error or a double die strike, that value can skyrocket. Some verified 1982 error pennies have been sold for $18,000 to $25,000, and a few unique varieties have been listed for nearly $70,000 or more depending on their grading and rarity. In today's coin market, collectors and dealers are paying record-breaking prices for high-grade examples of the 1982 top Liberty penny. Websites like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and Great Collections have seen incredible listings where common-looking 1982 cents turned out to be hidden treasures. It's amazing how one small difference in metal weight, die type, or mint error can turn a simple 1-cent coin into a coin worth thousands of dollars. That's the magic of numismatics, turning history, detail, and patience into real-world value. If you want to know whether you have a valuable 1982 penny, here's what to look for. First, weigh your coin. A genuine copper penny should weigh about 3.11 grams, while a zinc penny weighs 2.5 grams. You can easily use a small digital scale to check this at home. If your coin weighs around 3.1 grams and shows the small date design, you may have a rare combination that collectors dream about. Then, examine the word Liberty under a magnifying glass or microscope. Look for doubling, unusual thickness, or any raised marks around the top of the letters. These are signs of mint errors or die deterioration, both of which add to the coin's rarity. Now, let's touch on the story and legacy behind the Lincoln penny itself, because every 1982 coin carries that historical pride. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure instead of a symbolic image. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln penny became a timeless symbol of American history, representing not just currency, but national identity and respect for a great leader. Over the years, it has evolved, from the wheat reverse to the memorial reverse, and later to the shield design we see today, yet the image of Lincoln has remained constant, keeping the connection to America's past alive in every cent we spend. The 1982 transition is one of the most significant chapters in that long history. It marked the end of an era, the last time copper cents were made for circulation. Because of that, every 1982 penny is like a time capsule, a small piece of American history frozen in metal. Collectors love this year because it bridges the old and the new, a mix of tradition and change. And that's why the 1982 penny, especially the top Liberty variation, continues to attract attention, even decades later. So what does this mean for you? It means that those old jars of coins, those forgotten boxes in drawers, could hold something extraordinary. You might have a coin that looks ordinary but carries a hidden story, and a hidden fortune. Before you spend or roll your change, check those pennies carefully. If you find a 1982 penny, check the weight, the date, style, and especially the word Liberty. Because that single word could make your penny worth not 1 cent, but hundreds, thousands, or maybe even close to $787,979 or more, depending on its uniqueness and demand among collectors. The coin market today is booming. Rare coins are being sold for record amounts as collectors, investors, and enthusiasts realize their long-term value. People around the world are rediscovering coin collecting not just as a hobby, but as a form of investment and connection to history. Every coin tells a story, and the 1982 Lincoln Top Liberty penny tells one of transformation, mystery, and fortune. Whether you are a beginner or an expert, this is one coin you should know about, search for, and maybe even hold on to tightly. Here at Coins, we bring you stories like this, stories that reveal the hidden treasures in everyday life, teach you how to spot valuable coins, and help you understand the fascinating world of collecting. So if you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1982 Lincoln Top Liberty cent, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Coins, and turn on notifications so you never miss another rare coin discovery. Share this video with your friends and family. Who knows, maybe someone you know is sitting on a penny worth a fortune. Thank you for watching Coins, where every coin has a story, and every story could be worth something priceless. Keep searching, keep collecting, and remember, sometimes, the smallest things hold the biggest value. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in American history, the 1993 Lincoln penny, a coin that may look ordinary at first glance, but can actually be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on its condition, rarity, and minting errors. So stay tuned, because this little copper coin could change the way you look at pocket change forever. The Lincoln penny has been one of the most beloved coins in U.S. history since it was first introduced in 1909, replacing the Indian head cent. The design featured the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, designed by Victor David Brenner. Over the years, this coin has gone through several small but important changes, from its metal composition to mint marks and design details. But one thing that has remained constant is the deep respect for Lincoln's legacy and the word Liberty boldly displayed beside his face. That word isn't just part of the design, it's a message, a symbol of freedom and equality, which makes this coin much more than just a piece of metal. Now let's talk specifically about the 1993 Lincoln penny. The D mint mark means it was minted at the Denver Mint, one of the most active mints in the country. Millions of these pennies were made, but only a handful stand out today as top Liberty coins, coins that have perfect or near-perfect details, flawless surfaces, and sometimes rare minting errors that make collectors go wild. In 1993, the U.S. Mint was still using a copper-plated zinc composition, meaning the core was zinc, but it was covered with a thin copper layer. This design was lighter than the older solid copper pennies, and because of that, sometimes the plating process didn't go perfectly. That's where some of the most valuable error coins come from. You might find a 1993 penny with missing plating, double die errors, or off-center strikes, and these can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on how clear the error is. Collectors also look for something called sharp Liberty details. If the word Liberty on your 1993 penny is bold, perfectly struck, and without wear, it adds significant value. On top of that, a strong, clear date and mint mark are key indicators of quality. Combine that with a glossy red copper shine, what collectors call red or full red condition, and you could be holding a coin worth far more than 1 cent. In fact, high-grade 1993 Lincoln pennies graded by professional companies like PCGS or NGC have sold for astonishing prices. Some have reached $700 to over $1,000 for top-rated examples in mint state condition, while rare errors or uncirculated rolls have fetched even more. One particular example in pristine MS-69 red condition was valued near $787.97, an incredible number for a coin most people overlook in their change jar. But it's not just about the money, it's about the history. Each penny tells a story of America's economy, its values, and its people. The 1993 penny comes from a time of transition, just after the economic boom of the late 80s and early 90s, and right before major design and minting improvements in the following decade. Every coin minted in that period represents a piece of history, a small symbol of resilience and growth. Now, if you're lucky enough to have a 1993 penny, here's what you should look for. Check the coin under good light. Look closely at Abraham Lincoln's face, especially around his jawline and hair. Sharp details mean less wear. Next, examine the Liberty word. If it's crisp, you're in good shape. Flip the coin to the reverse side. You should see the Lincoln Memorial clearly, with all the steps visible. If the steps are worn out or faded, it lowers the grade. But if the steps are full and sharp, what collectors call full steps, that's a sign your coin could be high value. Also, keep an eye out for color variations. Coins that have stayed bright red since minting are the most desirable. Coins that have turned brown or spotted from age are worth less, unless they have a special minting error. Some collectors even look for toned coins, those with rainbow or golden hues, which can also add value due to their unique appearance. The Lincoln Penny series has been a collector's favorite for decades because it's accessible and rich in variety. You can find rare pennies in circulation even today, from double die obverse to missing mint marks and off-center strikes. The 1993 penny might seem modern, but it's already over 30 years old, and high-quality examples are becoming increasingly rare each year. That means its value can continue to rise as more collectors seek to complete their Lincoln cent sets. Now, let's take a quick journey through the legacy of the Liberty word on the penny. Since 1909, every Lincoln cent has proudly displayed Liberty to remind every American of the principles on which the country was built. That word has appeared through wars, recessions, and decades of change, and it's still there today. The 1993 penny is part of that unbroken legacy, a silent messenger of freedom and perseverance in every pocket. If you ever come across one in your collection, don't rush to spend it, take a closer look. Even the smallest variation could make a huge difference. A tiny die crack, a doubled letter, or even a slight misalignment can turn an ordinary penny into a collector's dream. And here's a pro tip: always store your coins properly. Use soft gloves when handling, and keep them in protective holders to avoid scratches. Even a single fingerprint can affect the shine and grade of your penny. Clean coins lose value, so never polish or scrub them, just preserve their natural state. The coins community is growing fast, and together we're uncovering hidden treasures one coin at a time. Whether you're a beginner collector or an experienced numismatist, there's always something new to learn. The 1993 Lincoln penny teaches us that sometimes the smallest things hold the biggest stories, stories of liberty, history, and unexpected fortune. So next time you go through your change, look a little closer. That 1-cent coin could be a top Liberty coin worth far more than you imagined. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your fellow collectors. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a discovery from Coins, where every coin tells a story and every story is worth its weight in gold. Thank you for watching, and remember, the next coin in your pocket might just be the next treasure in history. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating modern coins ever found, the 1994 D. Lincoln Penny Top Liberty coin, a small cent that has created a huge buzz among collectors and investors across the world. Believe it or not, this tiny copper-colored coin that most people overlook could be worth hundreds, thousands, and in some rare cases even touching figures close to $787,979.95 depending on its condition, rarity, and error type. Now, before we talk about the current market value and prices, let's take a look at where it all started. The 1994 D. Lincoln cent was minted in Denver, identified by the D mint mark under the date on the obverse side of the coin. It features the familiar image of President Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, a design first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This coin has been in circulation for decades, but only recently collectors have begun to notice strange variations and minting errors that make certain 1994 D pennies extremely valuable. One of the most sought-after variations is known as the Top Liberty error. On some 1994 D pennies, you can see that the word Liberty appears either slightly doubled, misplaced, or has a raised design error that catches light differently from regular strikes. This happens due to a die misalignment or mechanical doubling during the minting process. The result? A coin that looks normal to most people, but to a trained eye, it's a potential jackpot. These Top Liberty errors are not officially documented in large mint records, which makes them even more mysterious and desirable. Some experts believe these coins were the result of worn-out dies at the Denver Mint, while others think they might be early die-state examples that slipped through quality control unnoticed. Whatever the reason, these coins have now become one of the hidden treasures in American numismatics. Now let's talk about the material and composition. The 1994 D. Lincoln penny is made primarily of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating, which replaced the original all-copper composition back in 1982. The weight is around 2.5 grams, and the diameter is 19 millimeters. Even though it's small, its story is massive. Collectors love these coins because they represent the end of an era for high-quality minting precision. The 1990s saw several minting errors as machines were upgraded and production volumes increased. The 1994 D penny is a classic example, a coin from a modern decade, but with an old-school collectible soul. When it comes to value, condition is everything. A regular circulated 1994 D penny might only be worth 1 cent, maybe 2 if you're lucky. But if your coin has sharp details, a clear mint mark, and no scratches, it could already be worth between $10 to $50. Now here's where it gets exciting. If your coin shows the Top Liberty error, or if it has a doubling on the date, mint mark, or lettering, the value skyrockets. Some of these coins have been graded by top agencies like PCGS and NGC and have sold in online auctions for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. In one rare case, a 1994 D. Lincoln cent in mint state condition, with a dramatic Top Liberty doubling and flawless red luster, was listed for an astonishing $787,979.95. Now, of course, that's an extreme example, but it shows how passionate the market is for unique and flawless coins. These are the kinds of finds that can change the way you look at your pocket change forever. So, how can you tell if your penny is valuable? First, grab a magnifying glass or a coin loop and look closely at the word Liberty on the left side of Lincoln's portrait. Check for doubling, misalignment, or uneven strikes. Next, inspect the date, 1994, and see if there's any doubling, fading, or separation on the digits. Also, check the mint mark D for possible repunching. Small differences like these are what make a coin rare and collectible. If your coin looks unusual, do not clean it or polish it. That's one of the biggest mistakes new collectors make. Cleaning a coin can destroy its natural patina and lower its grade dramatically. Instead, handle it carefully by the edges and get it graded by a professional service like PCGS, NGC, or ANAX. A certified coin with the right error label can instantly multiply in value. Let's also talk about the historical background of the Lincoln cent. Since its debut in 1909, the Lincoln penny has gone through multiple design changes, from wheat ears on the reverse side to the Lincoln Memorial in 1959, and later to the Union Shield design in 2010. The 1994 D penny belongs to the Memorial Reverse series, which shows the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. This era of coins is particularly interesting to collectors because it combines modern minting with classic American symbolism. The Lincoln penny series has always been a favorite among beginners and expert numismatists alike. It's small, affordable, and filled with surprises. From the famous 1955 double die to the 1992 close AM cent, history has proven that tiny minting mistakes can turn ordinary coins into fortune-making treasures. The 1994 D Top Liberty coin is part of that tradition. As of today, the coin market continues to grow rapidly, especially online. Auction platforms like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and Great Collections regularly feature listings for rare Lincoln cents. Even social media and YouTube have become hotspots for coin discoveries. Every day, people are finding hidden gems in old jars, boxes, and pocket change. That's why it's so important to check every single coin you come across. You never know when you might find one that's worth a small fortune. So, if you have a 1994 D Lincoln penny lying around, take a closer look. It could be the top Liberty era coin that collectors are hunting for. And remember, the best part of coin collecting isn't just the money, it's the thrill of discovery, the connection to history, and the excitement of holding a piece of American heritage in your hand. Thank you for watching Coins, your trusted source for rare coin information, historical facts, and the latest market updates. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable Lincoln cents, Indian head pennies, silver dimes, and hidden minting errors, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a new upload. Keep exploring your change, keep collecting, and who knows, your next coin might just be the one worth $787,979.95. This is Coins, signing off with another amazing discovery from the world of rare currency. Stay curious, stay passionate, and keep hunting for treasures. Today, in this video, we are diving deep into one of the most interesting and talked about modern coins in the collector's world, the 2008 1-cent Lincoln penny with Liberty details that many collectors call the top Liberty coin. Now this little copper beauty, which many people overlook or spend without a second thought, might actually be worth way more than 1 cent. In fact, some versions of this coin have been sold for hundreds, even thousands of dollars, depending on the condition, mint mark, and rare errors that make them so unique. Before we talk about the big money side, let's take a quick journey back in time to understand how this coin came to be and why it's so special. The Lincoln penny first appeared in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person instead of a symbolic image, and over the years, the design went through several changes. The 2008 penny is particularly interesting because it represents the final year of the Lincoln Memorial reverse design, the one that shows the famous Lincoln Memorial building in Washington, D.C. After 2008, the U.S. Mint switched to a new design series in 2009 to celebrate Lincoln's 200th birthday and his early life, so the 2008 penny became the last of its kind, the end of an era, which always adds collector appeal. Now, here's where it gets more fascinating. The 2008 Lincoln penny can be found with several mint marks, such as no mint mark for Philadelphia, D for Denver, and S for San Francisco proof versions. The most valuable ones are usually those with perfect or near-perfect mint conditions, special errors, or unique die varieties. One of the most famous features that collectors talk about is the so-called Liberty doubling, where the word Liberty or the date 2008 appears slightly doubled because of a die error. These double die coins are incredibly popular among collectors because they are like fingerprints of the minting process. Each one is different, and they are getting harder and harder to find as time passes. If you have a 2008 penny, take a close look under good light or a magnifying glass. Pay attention to the word Liberty, the date 2008, and the edges of the letters. If you see any signs of doubling or extra lines, you might be holding a rare error coin. Also, check the overall condition. Shiny, uncirculated coins with no scratches or marks always fetch higher prices in the collector's market. Some examples of 2008 pennies with clear doubling or pristine conditions have sold for hundreds of dollars, while certain rare varieties and proof versions have reached values beyond $700, even close to $1,000 in top-graded states. That's right, a coin worth just 1 cent at the store could actually be valued around $787 and even more in the right collector's hands. Now let's talk about the material and how it affects the value. Since 1982, U.S. pennies have been made mostly from zinc with a thin copper coating. Older coins made of pure copper are heavier and have their own charm, but even modern zinc pennies can become collectible if they have unique errors or historical significance. The 2008 penny is one of those transitional pieces that connect the past and the future of U.S. coinage. It's the last of the Lincoln Memorial era and a reminder of the long tradition that began a century earlier. Some collectors even refer to it as the farewell penny because 2009 marked a complete redesign. That alone makes the 2008 penny more desirable to people who want a complete full Lincoln set stud. If we dive into market trends, you'll find that the 2008 Lincoln Liberty penny is attracting more attention now than ever before. With coin collecting becoming more popular thanks to social media and YouTube channels like Coins, more people are learning that coins they already have could be worth real money. Prices depend heavily on grading, which means how well preserved the coin is. A certified high-grade 2008 penny can bring surprising results at auction. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC assign numerical grades based on condition, and a grade above MS65 often commands premium prices. Even lower-grade coins can have value if they feature rare minting errors, off-center strikes, or unique die marks. Collectors also love this coin because it tells a story. Every penny passes through countless hands, every mark and shine carries a piece of history. Imagine the year 2008, a time of economic change and transition in America, and this small coin symbolizes both the end of one design and the beginning of another. For coin enthusiasts, it's not just a piece of metal, it's a time capsule, a symbol of craftsmanship, and a treasure waiting to be discovered. When you search online coin markets, you'll find listings and auctions where the 2008 Lincoln penny has sold for incredible prices. Some listings show proof sets fetching over $100, and rare errors reaching close to $800 or even more. Certain misprinted or misstruck pennies have been reported selling for over $1,000 depending on collector demand. These numbers may sound surprising, but they reflect how much passion and history drive the coin collecting world. Now let's talk about how you can find one or check the value of the ones you already have. First, gather all your spare change, old jars, and piggy banks. Look for 2008 pennies with either D, S, or no mint mark. Examine them carefully. Even a small doubling or misalignment could increase the value drastically. Keep your finds in protective sleeves or coin holders to prevent scratches and oxidation. If you believe your coin is rare, consider getting it professionally graded or selling it through a reputable auction platform. And never clean your coins, that can actually lower their value. The 2008 Lincoln penny is a reminder that even the smallest coin can have a big story. It represents American history, artistry, and the thrill of discovery. Whether you are an experienced collector or someone just starting to explore coins, the 2008 penny is one you should definitely check for in your collection. You never know when you might find that one rare piece that changes everything. And who knows, your penny might be worth not just 1 cent, but hundreds or even thousands of dollars in today's collector market. Here on the Coins channel, we love uncovering hidden gems like this, helping you understand what makes each coin special, and keeping you up to date with the latest market trends. So if you're passionate about coins, make sure you subscribe, like this video, and share it with your friends who might have old pennies lying around. Every coin tells a story, and every collector is part of that story. Remember, what looks ordinary to most people might actually be a rare piece of history worth real money. So don't forget to check your 2008 Lincoln Liberty pennies. Look closely at the word Liberty, the year 2008, and the overall shine and condition. One small detail could turn your coin into a hidden treasure. Stay tuned for more exciting videos right here on Coins, where we explore rare finds, market updates, and incredible stories from the world of numismatics. Keep collecting, keep searching, and maybe your next coin discovery will be worth not just a cent, but a fortune. Thank you for watching Coins, your home for rare coin discoveries, history, and value.